want to be happy for a lifetime, help others. Happiness is not something we can grasp in our hands, nor is it a distant destination that we must dedicate our entire lives to pursuing. True happiness does not come from what we accumulate, but from what we give. When we help others, we not only improve their lives, but also awaken the goodness within ourselves. Sharing is not just a simple action, it is a bond that connects souls, bringing true meaning to life. There is a paradox in life that few people realize. The more we seek happiness for ourselves, the emptier we feel. But when we bring joy to others, we find ourselves filled with meaning. This is not a coincidence, but a natural law of compassion. When we help someone overcome difficulties, we do not just contribute to their happiness, but also create a sense of fulfillment, a satisfaction that nothing else can bring. It is in that moment that we realize we are not living just for ourselves, but can become a source of light for others. Acts of kindness, no matter how small, hold immense value. A word of encouragement can change someone's day. A timely gesture of care can make them feel loved. A sincere act of help can create a profound change in someone's life. And these are the things that contribute to lasting happiness. Not fleeting satisfaction, but a joy that comes from deep within the soul. Modern psychology has proven that helping others not only benefits them, but also has a positive impact on ourselves. When we do good, our brain releases happiness hormones like oxytocin and serotonin, reducing stress, elevating our mood, and making us feel more optimistic. People who regularly engage in volunteer work and help their communities tend to live longer, suffer less from depression, and lead more fulfilling lives than those who focus solely on personal gain. But the most important aspect of helping others does not lie in its scale or recognition, but in sincerity. When we give without expecting anything in return, we truly understand the value of kindness. Helping others should not be out of obligation or for reputation, but as a way to express empathy and gain a deeper appreciation for life. People do not need empty promises. They only need genuine sincerity from the heart. There is no shortage of people in need of help in this world. But the good news is that everyone can do something to make a difference. You do not have to be a millionaire to contribute to charity, nor do you need power to change the world. A simple act, sharing a meal, taking time to listen, supporting someone in their struggles, is enough to spread kindness. And when we do this together, we build a better society, a world where compassion is the foundation of collective happiness. There is no shortage of people in need of help in this world. But the good news is that everyone can do something to make a difference. You do not have to be a millionaire to contribute to charity, nor do you need power to change the world. A simple act, sharing a meal, taking time to listen, supporting someone in their struggles, is enough to spread kindness. And when we do this together, we build a better society, a world where compassion is the foundation of collective happiness. In the end, if you truly want a happy life, do not seek it in personal achievements or material possessions. Find it in the grateful eyes of someone you have helped, in the smile of someone who felt your care, in the warmth you feel when you know you have done something good for the world. Because happiness does not lie in what we keep for ourselves, but in what we are willing to give away. Do not do to others what you yourself do not want to endure. Life is a connection between people, and the way we treat others is a reflection of our own values. If we do not want to be deceived, we must live honestly. If we do not want to be hurt, we should not cause suffering to others. This is not only a moral principle, but also a natural law in human relationships. Respecting the emotions and rights of others is the key to building a harmonious society. When we put ourselves in others' shoes, we gain a deeper understanding of their feelings and the difficulties they face. This helps us become more compassionate, more willing to listen, and more understanding. If everyone lived by this principle, the world would have fewer unnecessary wounds, and people would treat each other with kindness and empathy. Human nature desires to be treated well. However, at times, due to selfishness, we unintentionally inflict harm on others without realizing that if we were in their position, we would feel the same pain. When a person is willing to do harm without considering the consequences, they not only hurt others, but also create long-term repercussions for themselves. Injustice, deceit, and suffering are things no one wishes to experience. So why should we let others endure them because of our own actions? This principle applies not only to personal interactions, but also to society and the workplace. A fair leader would not impose demands that they themselves cannot fulfill. A genuine entrepreneur would not exploit others for profit. A good teacher would not expect students to work hard if they themselves do not set an example. When we treat others with fairness and humanity, we not only earn respect but also build strong and sincere relationships. Practicing this principle is not easy because we are sometimes influenced by emotions, overwhelmed by greed, or momentarily forget the value of kindness. But each day, if we can pause for a moment and ask ourselves, would I want to be treated this way? We will find ways to adjust our behavior. No one is perfect, but simply being aware of how we treat others lays the foundation for a better life. Every action creates a reaction. Every word has an impact. When we give sincerity, we receive trust in return. When we live with integrity, we gain respect. If we do not want to be hurt, we should live in a way that does not hurt others. And if we wish to receive good things, we must first be the ones to bring goodness to the world around us. The one who knows how to ask is the one who learns the most. Knowledge is not something fixed or immutable. It is a continuous flow that expands and changes over time according to human perception. In life, some people spend their entire lives acquiring knowledge but never truly understand the world around them. On the other hand, there are those who, despite not possessing vast amounts of knowledge, continuously explore and enhance their awareness simply by having the spirit of inquiry. Asking questions is not merely an act of seeking information. It is the key to unlocking critical thinking and creativity. Those who are unafraid to ask questions do not passively accept reality. They do not just listen, they think, challenge, and explore new perspectives. This is what sets apart those who learn mechanically from those who learn actively. No one is born knowing everything. However, successful individuals, scientists, leaders, and innovators all share a common trait. They never stop asking questions. A scientist can never invent anything new without asking why and how. An entrepreneur cannot grow their business without questioning market needs, ways to innovate, and how to improve products. A person cannot mature without questioning the meaning of life and the value of what they pursue. Curiosity and the spirit of questioning not only help people learn faster, but also enrich their understanding. When someone asks a question, they do not just receive an answer. They also spark deeper thoughts that broaden perspectives and develop independent thinking. The one who knows how to ask is not just seeking answers. They are driven to explore, delve deeper, and constantly improve themselves. Moreover, asking questions helps cultivate humility. When we dare to ask, we acknowledge that we do not know everything and that there is always more to learn. This is not a weakness, but rather a sign of intelligence and a deep thirst for knowledge. Those who believe they know everything are often limited by their own arrogance, while those who continuously seek to learn have the potential to go much further. A progressive society is not one where people passively accept information, but one where individuals cultivate a spirit of questioning, exploration, and innovation. If everyone merely accepts the status quo without asking whether there is a better way, the world will remain stagnant, with no progress. So how can we nurture the spirit of inquiry? First, learn to observe, not just to look, but to truly see. When faced with a problem, do not rush to accept it at face value. Instead, dig deeper. Ask why, how, and whether there is a better alternative. Read books, research, debate, and never stop seeking knowledge. Because only by knowing how to ask can we truly learn the most. The gentleman acts first, then speaks about it afterward. In society, there are those who only talk, painting grand visions, but never actually taking action. They may speak of morality, responsibility, and great plans, but when the time comes to act, they hesitate. On the other hand, some choose to let their actions speak for them. They do not need to boast or affirm themselves with promises, but instead, they allow the results of their work to speak on their behalf. This is the difference between an ordinary person and a true gentleman. A person of true virtue does not need to show off or use words to build credibility. They understand that the value of a person does not lie in eloquent words, but in real actions. A well-spoken phrase may leave an impression, but a meaningful action can change lives. They do not need to promise the world that they will achieve something great, because they have already done it. Living in a world where everyone can voice their opinions on social media, where words can be tools to attract attention, those who act before they speak become even more valuable. When a person is truly capable, they do not need to declare what they will accomplish. They simply get to work and let their achievements speak for themselves. This is how a gentleman builds honor and earns the respect of others. Acting first and speaking later also demonstrates a sense of responsibility. A responsible person never talks about things they have yet to accomplish. They do not make empty promises or construct an image based on unfulfilled ambitions. Only when they have achieved something do they share it to inspire others, allowing the results to serve as proof of their character. Look at great leaders, outstanding scientists, or those who have truly changed the world. They do not talk about what they are going to do. They focus on doing it. A scientist does not spend time discussing what they will discover. They immerse themselves in research and experiments. A leader does not just stand on a podium talking about change. They lead by action. When someone talks too much about what they will do, it can be a sign of insecurity or a way to mask procrastination. Those who are truly capable do not need to create an impression through words. They know that only results can truly convince others. This principle also applies to everyday life. When someone promises they will change, improve, or do better but takes no concrete action, their words become meaningless. But when someone truly changes, even without saying a word, those around them will notice the difference. Living by the principle of acting first and speaking later not only helps build trust, but also cultivates discipline and perseverance. When we do not rely on words to create an image, we are forced to rely on our own actions. This fosters a proactive mindset, keeping us focused on doing rather than just talking. Everyone can choose how they express their value. We can either use words to build an image or let our actions define us. The wise understand that words can impress, but only actions build true honor. So instead of talking about what we will do, let's get to work. Once we have achieved something, there is no need to boast, because the world will see it on its own. Honor does not lie in never falling, but in always rising after a fall. In life, no one can avoid failure or stumbling at some point. But what matters is not how many times we fall, but how we rise, how we continue our journey with determination and perseverance. Failure does not define a person. How they face it does. Every success in this world is built upon a foundation of failures. An athlete may be defeated hundreds of times before reaching glory. An entrepreneur may go bankrupt multiple times before discovering the formula for success. A scientist may conduct thousands of failed experiments before uncovering the truth. But what they all have in common is that none of them gave up. They see failure as part of the learning process, a lesson to improve themselves and move forward. Those who refuse to accept failure are often those who never dare to challenge themselves or step out of their comfort zone. But life is not a smooth path. It is a series of challenges that force us to grow stronger after each fall. Sometimes, it is in moments of failure that we gain the greatest self-awareness, recognizing our weaknesses and developing resilience. Each time we stand up after falling, we become stronger, more confident, and closer to our goals. True honor does not belong to those who have never failed, but to those who do not let failure break their spirit. They understand that everything in life can change, as long as we have the courage to keep going. Life is not about always being on the right path, but knowing how to adjust when mistakes are made. Sometimes, it is through our stumbles that we find the most correct direction forward. History's greatest figures have all faced significant failures. Thomas Edison conducted thousands of experiments before inventing the light bulb, yet he never considered those failures as wasted efforts. He saw them as steps toward success. Abraham Lincoln lost many elections before becoming one of the greatest presidents in history. If they had given up at their first failure, the world would not have the achievements we see today. All of us experience moments of discouragement and self-doubt when faced with failure. But if we allow it to defeat us, we will remain trapped in a cycle of fear and hesitation. Instead of viewing failure as a negative, we should see it as an opportunity to refine ourselves, to learn and grow. No one can walk without ever stumbling, and no one can succeed without learning how to rise after falling. Life is a long journey, and what matters is not that we never fall, but whether we are strong enough to keep moving forward. Truly great individuals are not those who have never failed, but those who never allow failure to stop them from progressing. Life is not a straight path, but a journey filled with twists, challenges, and stumbles. However, what defines a person's worth is not that they have never fallen, but their perseverance in standing up and moving forward. Failure is not an endpoint, but a lesson, an opportunity to grow and develop. Every time you rise after a fall, you not only become stronger, but also gain a deeper understanding of yourself, your limits, and what needs improvement. The world does not reward those who never fail, but grants glory to those brave enough to keep going despite all difficulties. Remember, the greatest people in history have all faced failure, but they did not let failure define them. They used their stumbles as motivation, as a fire that propelled them to greater heights. When you face difficulties, do not be afraid. Remember that every challenge is an opportunity to learn and refine yourself. Every mistake is a brick that builds the foundation for future success. When life knocks you down, look back, learn from it, and rise stronger. Do not let a moment of failure destroy the years of effort you have put in. Let it be a stepping stone, a driving force pushing you forward. Success does not come from never falling, but from never giving up. Do not let judgment or doubtful gazes discourage you. Believe in yourself, in your abilities, and in the dreams you are pursuing. Every journey has its challenges, but only those courageous enough to continue walking will reach success. If today you feel exhausted, allow yourself to rest, but do not give up. If today you stumble, remember that tomorrow is a new opportunity to start again. Keep moving forward, no matter how slow. Just as long as you do not stop, you will reach your destination. And when you look back, you will be proud that you never let any hardship defeat you. Write your own story, a story of perseverance, courage, and resilience. Show the world that you are not defeated by failure, but instead, you have turned it into the fuel that drives you higher. And one day, when you stand at the pinnacle of success, you will realize that all the challenges you faced were not obstacles, but valuable lessons that led you to where you wanted to be. Strong people are not those who have never experienced failure, but those who refuse to let failure defeat them. Every stumble is an opportunity to learn, to grow, to challenge yourself, and to rise even stronger. If you ever feel that everything is against you, remember that even the strongest storms do not last forever. Light always awaits behind the dark clouds, and only those who persist will be able to see it. Turn every failure into a lesson, every fall into motivation, and every time you rise will be proof of your inner strength. Do not fear the road ahead, no matter how rough, because it is those very paths that will lead you to heights you never imagined. Those who never give up are the ones who make a difference, who change the world, and who write their own life stories with courage and an unyielding will. You may feel tired, you may feel discouraged, but never give up. Remember, every small step brings you closer to your goal. Every moment you keep going, you are conquering fear, overcoming doubt, and proving that you are stronger than any challenge. And one day, when you stand atop your own summit, you will look back and know that every effort, every struggle, and every stumble was worth it. Live with perseverance, believe in yourself, and always remember, you are not defined by your failures, but by how you overcome them. That is true strength, that is true honor, and that is a life worth living.